All right, Justin, founder of Zeus Network. What problem does Zeus solve?
Basically, Zeus Networks wants to solve a cross-chain infrastructure for Solana overall, where we want to connect to Bitcoins, enabling these Bitcoin coming to Solana permissionlessly without censorships, without entity that are not beneficiary for entire Solana networks.
Fantastic. What kind of traction have you guys seen so far?
We've been doing our social medias for about two plus and a half months already. We have about 60K members in Discords, about 30K on followers on Twitter. Most important parts, our first step building on top of Zeus layers, Apollo. We have seen over 5,000 people wants to gain access to the testnet. So our server got held down at one point. So there's a real demand, there's a real interest, and we're ready for that.
Absolutely. I think the Bitcoin on Solana narrative has just been pumping lately, and for good reason. I think it's the best place to trade Bitcoin and many other assets. When you think about Zeus Network, how do you think about your competitive advantage?
Well, our competitive advantage is that as Zeus Network as a design, we're using SVN's Solana virtual machine to empower our own consensus, Zeus node, Zeus consensus. And by far, we have not seen any communication there or bridges that are using permissionless solutions to empower their entire consensus, right? So again, we advocate decentralization. We advocate permissionless. That every asset, every Bitcoin that is communicated to Solana are protected by our Zeus nodes, which is our Zeus verifiers. So again, I don't think you can find products like this, and we are probably the first and the only permissionless layers that advocate communication between Bitcoin and Solana.
Nice. Would you mind talking a little bit about the benefit of using the SVM and why you think that's a competitive advantage?
Yeah. Before why SVN is important, we can take a look at our competitors. We want to compete with Thorchain, Layer Zeros, Zeta chains. They're great. They are communication there. They are pioneers. Have all respect for them. But in terms of designs, I still think that Solana virtual machine is probably the best application there is out there and for the entire Web3 networks. And instead of having our own validators to validate all these two blockchains, we figure out why don't we use Solana as a main states to validate our consensus, to make sure that communication between Solana and Bitcoins are protected by Solana virtual machines. So again, Solana is probably one of the few chains that can endure over 1 million addresses on a daily basis. And when the mass adoption comes, when the real liquidity comes to Solana, I think SVN is probably the best choice out there that provides these Bitcoin holders to earn yield passively on the Solana networks. Yeah.
Fantastic. So you're starting there with Bitcoin on Solana. What is the ultimate vision for the Zeus network?
Our ultimate vision is to using Solana virtual machine to making sure that we can expand and scale beyond Bitcoins. Like I said, Bitcoin is just a start. We can do a layer 2 like Stacks. We're also looking into Stacks ecosystem right now seriously. And right after Stacks, maybe we could do Litecoin, Dogecoin, EVM. There are so many choices that we can do afterwards. We are going to be the ultimate multi-chain, cross-chain communication layers that is powered by Solana virtual machine. So as we grow together, taking LSD so and so, the more we take, the more TVL we get, the more asset and chains that we can put it into Solana permissionlessly.
Fantastic. Bringing the world to Solana, but good for the world, good for Solana as well. Tell me, how will your token function within the Zeus network?
Well, Zeus tokens has served quite a few purposes, right? We haven't announced this, but I can kind of talk about a bit brief ideas on this. You need Zeus token to run Zeus nodes, Zeus verifiers. So if you want to earn additional yield out of your GTO SOL, MSOL, or native SOLs, you probably have to buy some Zeus just to have a status to run multiple nodes. Second, the most important part is that we will share fees to all these Zeus holders. So when you stake your Zeus, you earn cross-chain fees. How does that work? You could stake your Zeus token to earn Bitcoins, because we also charge fees on Bitcoin as well. So that could be interesting moving forwards. We earn multiple assets at one time. So, last but not least, we also going to have, again, Zeus is a layer, right? A layer with multiple dApps, a layer with multiple ecosystems. So when you have multiple dApps, you have multiple tokens. So we also want to do like a Cosmos styles where when dApps building on top of Zeus there, and you having Zeus tokens, you could also gain airdrops from all these different tokens as well.
Very cool. I think that anytime someone says the words real yield to me, I get excited. So that is great to hear, man. Final question here. Why should you be on the LFG Launchpad?
It's simple, right? Our mission is not to like just go on Launchpad for the sake of Launchpads. We want to build a brand with Jupiter's. Personally speaking, our team was the first team to use Jupiter SDK 2 years ago. You probably know that. It also supports that. So we've been with Jupiter. We advocate Jupiter's since day one. We know what it takes to build real products, and if Zeus as the first project goes on Launchpads, we do it pretty well in terms of attractions and brandings, and then I'm pretty sure we're gonna go beyond that. And then once we have Zeus SDKs, maybe people can use, maybe Jupiter can integrate our Zeus SDK and allowing native BDC to buy any SPO assets on Jupiter's. That could be interesting moving forward.
That'd be very fun.
Yeah, a lot of things we could do with cross-chain communications, and then I think that this is just getting started. I think Jupiter's has multiple products coming on boards, and then there just could be more synergy between Jupiter and Zeus network moving forward as well.
Love it. Love to hear it. Anything else you want to tell the people at home?
Yeah, we've been saying Ethereum killer for like years and years. I think as a founder of Zeus Networks, I'm getting pretty sick and tired of hearing that without any actions. We are about 45 billion shorts in terms of TVL to surpass Ethereum's. Right now, there is about 962 billion of Bitcoin sitting and on a circulation supply doing nothing. How are we gonna get over surpass Ethereum market caps? It's simple, right? It's all by TVLs. Are we gonna have more billion tokens on SPO? Sure, we have. But why don't we take the circulating Bitcoin that's existing on the market doing nothing? Let's bring it onto Solana. Let's provide more real yield, sustainable yield. No more layer 2, layer 3 fragmented liquidities. One layer transacts everything, allowing these cool innovations that are coming to Solana and enjoying all these high level liquidity coming to from Bitcoin as well. So we're ready for that. I still think that the future is cross chains. The future is cross-chain, where allowing multiple blockchains communicate to each other permissionlessly without censorships. And I think Zeus Networks are ready for this.
That is a future I can get behind, my friend. Justin, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.